This is Io, Jupiter's closest large moon, and it is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. On March 8, 1979, a navigation engineer named Linda Morabito sat in a windowless room at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, scanning a routine Voyager 1 image of Io. The frame, tagged V1N ISS 0099, was meant for navigation, just another check mark in a long sequence. But something was wrong. At the edge of the moon's disk, a bright curved feature arched far above the limb, a shape that made no sense for a crater or a mountain. It was not a background star, not a camera glitch, not another satellite. It was a column of material, a plume rising hundreds of kilometers above the surface, a structure so tall it would scrape the edge of low Earth orbit if it stood on our planet. Morabito's internal memo, filed that same morning, measured the plume at nearly 300 kilometers in height, erupting from a point near 5 degrees south latitude and 128 degrees west longitude. The image's pixel scale, about 500 meters per pixel, left no room for error. This was a volcanic plume, the first ever seen beyond Earth, captured by accident in a navigational snapshot. A world assumed to be cold and dead was, in a single frame, revealed as alive with violence. It is not subtle. It is not ambiguous. It is a jet of material, erupting with such force that it escapes the weak gravity of Io and forms a thin, luminous halo. The surface below is stained in yellows and reds, but the plume itself is pure brightness, a mark of something ongoing and immense. In that instant, the idea of an ordinary moon vanished. Io was not a cratered relic. It was a world in eruption, its surface being destroyed and rebuilt in real time. The mystery was no longer whether Io was active, but how such a small world could sustain this much violence, and what force was driving it from within. No scars of ancient violence linger on Io. Every photograph, from Voyager's first mosaics to Juno's latest flybys, reveals a surface nearly untouched by impact craters. The few that exist are so eroded and buried that their origins are uncertain, relics lost beneath layers of newer chaos. Statistically, this is impossible for a world battered by 4.5 billion years of meteoroid strikes, unless something is erasing the evidence. Crater count studies, cross-referenced with models of impact rates in the Jovian system, converge on a single unsettling number. Io's entire surface is resurfaced at an average rate of about 1 centimeter per year. At that pace, the moon's exterior is completely renewed every 1 million years. In geological terms, that is an instant, a single blink in the lifespan of a planet. 3 independent methods confirm this turnover. The first tallies the near-total absence of craters. The second measures the thickness of recent lava flows, often just a few meters deep, but spread over vast plains. The third overlays decades of spacecraft images, tracking changes in color, brightness, and thermal emission. The result is always the same. Io's surface has no memory. Roughly 15% of its area has been visibly altered since Voyager's first close approach in 1979, a figure that aligns with the predicted rate of destruction and renewal. On Io, nothing endures. Any feature, mountain, plain, or crater will be buried, melted, or swept away by volcanic fallout within a geological heartbeat. The moon's face is not just shaped by violence, but systematically erased by it. The scale of this ongoing destruction demands a hidden engine, a supply of energy vast enough to keep an entire world in motion. Jupiter does not simply orbit with its moons, it orchestrates their destruction. Io, Europa, and Ganymede are locked in a gravitational pattern known as the Laplace resonance, a 1:2:4 rhythm that holds their orbits in a precise ratio. For every orbit Ganymede completes, Europa circles twice, and Io races around Jupiter 4 times. This is not a quiet clockwork. The resonance forces Io's orbit to remain slightly off-center, with an eccentricity of about 0.0041. That small oval is enough to make Io's distance from Jupiter swing by nearly 200 kilometers every 42 hours. Each time Io sweeps through this changing gravitational field, Jupiter's pull stretches the Moon, then lets it relax, then stretches it again. The result is a tidal bulge that rises and falls by up to 100 meters, twice per orbit. The friction generated inside Io's silicate mantle turns orbital energy into heat, an estimated 100 terawatts, or about 200 times the total volcanic output of Earth. The numbers are not theoretical. Models of Io's interior, matched to its observed shape and orbital wobble, confirm that this heat is real and relentless. Europa and Ganymede are not passive neighbors. Their gravitational tugs keep Io's orbit from settling into a perfect circle, continually pumping energy into the system. Without them, Io would cool and quiet within a few million years. Instead, the resonance acts as a planetary engine, converting the motion of 3 moons into a continuous furnace inside Io. The Moon never gets a chance to freeze. Its entire interior is kept above the melting point of rock, ensuring that volcanic activity never ceases. The violence seen on the surface, the plumes, the lava lakes, the absence of craters, traces back to this invisible mechanism. Jupiter and its moons have built a system where destruction is not an accident, but a requirement of the clockwork itself. More than 400 volcanic centers puncture Io's surface, each a vent for the Moon's internal heat. Loki Patera dominates the Western Hemisphere, a caldera 200 kilometers across, larger than many earthly nations. Its surface is a restless skin of cooling lava. Near the equator, Pele stands as a monument to volcanic violence. Its plumes reach 300 kilometers into space, carrying sulfur dioxide and silicate dust high above the Moon. The material falls back in concentric rings, painting the surface in yellows and reds that can be traced for hundreds of kilometers. The chemistry of these plumes is unlike anything on Earth. Sulfur vapor, sodium, potassium, and volatile gases that freeze and sublimate in Io's thin atmosphere. At the source, eruption temperatures exceed 1600 degrees Celsius, with some hotspots measured above 1800 degrees Celsius. These are not isolated events. Juno's recent flybys have confirmed that Loki, Pele, and hundreds of less events remain active, their heat signatures flickering and shifting over timescales of months. The Moon's surface is a catalogue of ongoing eruptions, each one erasing evidence of the last. Every observation, from Voyager's first images to Galileo's detailed mosaics, and Juno's infrared scans adds to the inventory. The numbers are not static. New hotspots appear, old ones fade, and the entire volcanic record is rewritten in real time. Io is not just marked by eruptions, it is defined by them. The violence is continuous, distributed, and absolute. No region escapes. The Moon's face is a living archive of destruction and renewal. Its landscape a direct reflection of the heat forced through it by Jupiter's grasp. Mountains on Io do not rise by slow accumulation or volcanic layering. They are thrust upward in sudden, catastrophic events, as the crust thickens and buckles under the weight of new deposits. Busal Monte stands as the tallest, reaching nearly 18 kilometers above the plains, a height that dwarfs Everest. Its flanks are scarred by faults, its summit fractured and unstable. Yet even this giant is temporary. The same forces that create mountains on Io also destroy them. Uplifted blocks collapse, scarps fail, and the remnants are buried beneath fresh flows or swept away by eruptions. Here, the landscape is not a record of the past, but a fleeting pattern, erased and redrawn in a cycle that never pauses. Io radiates 5 terawatts of heat, far less than models predict, leaving a gap that hints at hidden processes beneath its crust. Some scientists suspect a global magma ocean, supported by Galileo's detection of a conductive layer, but the evidence remains indirect. The measurements suggest something molten, yet unconfirmed. Io's atmosphere, made mostly of sulfur dioxide, vanishes each time the Moon enters Jupiter's shadow, freezing out and then returning with the sunrise. This rapid cycle, tracked by telescopes and Juno's sensors, still defies full explanation. Despite the mysteries, no spacecraft has stayed to watch. Io remains locked in violence, erupting, erasing, rebuilding. Every hour, its surface changes. Every year, its history is buried deeper. What endures is not memory, but motion. Until we send eyes beneath the crust, the furnace inside will remain an unanswered question. One Jupiter never stops asking.